I'm rocking the Bluey tee today. And you know what that means, right? We gonna be talking about
Bluey!
What is going on, guys? My name is PokeTom, and today, y'all know what we're gonna be talking about. It's trending everywhere. Today, we're gonna be talking about the brand new Bluey episode, The Sign. Now, before we get into this episode, warning. Spoilers. This is your warning. There are spoilers in this video. I'm going to be talking about basically everything that this episode entails. So this is your warning. If you don't want to be spoiled, go watch it on Disney Plus right now. This is not hashtag sponsored, but it would be really sad if it was. So today we're going to be talking about the brand new half-hour-long Bluey episode that came out called The Sign. Yes, this is a full-length half-hour-long TV special. And it came out at the time of recording 4 days ago. And at the time of recording, they just recently released a new follow-up episode called Surprise. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Season 3 has just wrapped up. And I guarantee you they wanted to end this on a banger. And end it on a banger they did. So this whole trio of episodes starts with one episode called Ghostbasket, where Bluey and Bingo are basically pretending that they're selling their house. They're pretending like, oh, we're the grannies, you can't kick us out of the house. And the entire time, Bandit is trying to sell it, and they're trying to actively kick Chili out of the house because she's buying the house. They're just practicing. And she's like, you know what? I'm actually going to buy the house, even if there is grannies living in it. I'm going to buy the house. They decide, hey, maybe if the house is haunted, then she won't want to buy it. But even Chili herself is okay with living with ghosts. And at the end, it finds, oh, it's a fake ghost. It's just the grannies. And after she buys the house, the girls are all sad. And they're like, wait a minute. I know one more thing we can do to convince her to not buy the house. And then Bandit puts on a wheelbarrow, pretends to be the ghost. It's like, ooh, I'm a different Ghostbasket. And Chili's like, aha, the granny's trying to prank me again. But then the grannies show up and be like, sorry, we forgot our gnome. And she's like, wait a minute. If you're there, then this is, oh my god, it's a real ghost. And then she runs out of the house. And as she runs out of the house, Bandit says, I can't do this every time. And then the camera pans out to show a for sale sign on the front of their house. And that was the cliffhanger they left us with before the episode The Sign even came out. So yeah, that's basically just the basic plot of the first episode. They're pretending to sell the house, and the grannies don't want to get rid of it, and eventually they do. They run Chili out, and then we finally see that it's not pretend at all. They're actually selling their house. You have to watch the episode to understand it, but that's a brief description. And then we get on to the main episode, The Sign. The sign, meaning the sign that is in front of their house advertising that the house is for sale. So the episode starts off with Bluey in school explaining to all of her classmates that unfortunately she has to move. And Calypso, the goddess that she is, the saint of the Bluey universe, shows them all a wonderful story about a farmer who's cursed with good and bad luck. And the phrase that you want to remember while watching this episode is, we'll see. So then cut to the next day where Frisky and Rad are getting ready for their wedding. Everything seems to be going good. They're actually having the wedding at the healer house because, I don't know, just to save money or something like that. I can totally see that. Wanted to have a wedding at a house. It saves money. Absolutely. And they are getting ready for the wedding when Stripe accidentally spills the beans that Rad was secretly going to move him and Frisky out of town and didn't bother to tell Frisky that he had planned that. Needless to say, she gets very mad over that because not only did he not tell her that they were moving out of town, but she doesn't want to leave the town. Everyone is close by, everyone's close by with her. Everyone she knows is there, all her family, friends, and she's grown up with this town. There's this specific lookout area that she loves going to, and she's going to lose that if she moves out with Radley. She not even borderline, calls off the wedding. She got so mad at him for doing shit behind her back that she called off her entire wedding with him. Bro got divorced before he even got married. That is a new low. And in all fairness, I don't blame her because I would be mad too. It's like, first of all, you didn't tell me. And second of all, I never gave you my permission. You were just going to move me out with you without telling me. And you were just gonna, like, hope that I would be okay with it? Yeah, no, that's not how it's gonna work. But thankfully, Stripe spilling the beans, ironically, saves the wedding. It was kind of a dark moment for a Bluey show. And this is talking about a show dealing with death. She literally fucking, like, kicks over one of the garden gnomes and storms off in the car. Holy shit, that was really dark. And actually, while she's in the middle of her tirade, the girls are trying to rip up the sign from the grass because Muffin thinks, oh, because the sign's up there, that's why the house is being sold. So if we get rid of the sign, the house won't be sold anymore. And Bluey and Bingo think that's a good idea. Obviously, they're kids. They don't know how that works. And then Frisky actually comes out and says, hey, can we get this sign up? Bluey thinks it's because, oh, Frisky doesn't want to sell the house either, but Frisky actually didn't want the sign there because it was kind of an eyesore for the wedding, so she offered to help the girls tear up the sign. But that's when she calls Radley and confirms that he had planned to move her out with him. And that's when she storms away, and then we go on this wild goose chase with Chili. Can you not? So that's when we go on this wild goose chase with Chili, Bluey, Muffin, Socks, and Bingo. That's right, Socks and Muffin are in this episode. I don't even like Muffin. Muffin's annoying as fuck. But Bluey gets to sit in the front seat and see the world from a completely different view. It's amazing. It's like, can you not? Hey, dumbass, here's an idea. Shut the fucking window. So after chasing Frisky all around the town from her favorite juice shop to a park to the lookout area where she is, Chili knows exactly where Frisky is once she sees the sign leading up to the lookout area. Again, this is the place that Frisky grew up in, and she doesn't want to leave it, you know? Because, like, again, I'm kind of understand where she's coming from. It's a little bit of an over-exaggeration to call off an entire wedding because you're mad at someone's decision. But I would be mad, too, if my lover decided to just randomly move me out of the town that I grew up in without me knowing. It's like, at least discuss this first, and then we'll come to a decision. You kind of just assume that she was going to go with you. But regardless, eventually, the girls find Frisky, and they have a really deep, in-depth talk with her. And, oh yeah, another thing I didn't mention is when the girls are at the juice shop, Bluey picks up a coin. Doesn't seem like a significant moment. This is another example of this show's perfect writing. Bluey finds a random coin. Doesn't seem like a significant plot point. It'll make a comeback later. That coin, that lucky coin that Bluey picks up, ends up saving their house. Believe it or not. You would not believe that a random coin they found in a juice shop would do something like that. But just wait until we get later in the episode. So as Frisky and Chili are having their little conversation, the girls are trying to use that lucky coin to put it into a coin slot to see the little lookout area where you can see the entire neighborhood and the city and stuff like that. If you've ever been to like a park or Universal Studios, you'll have those little binocular things that can look out throughout all the city and stuff like that. They're pretty common. They're only like 25 cents. And as they're doing that, Rad pops up from literally out of nowhere. I guess he thought, well, again, he knows Frisky well. They're getting married. Come on, he should know his own fiancée. So he finally gets through to Frisky and admits that I shouldn't have done that. I should have asked you for permission first. Let's just put it all aside. I'm sorry. And he actually comes up with a sincere apology. No ukulele involved. Apologizes to Frisky. They make up. The wedding is back on and they are getting married. Unfortunately, Bluey, Muffin, Socks, and Bingo don't get to use their lucky coin, and they even go off and say, it wasn't such a lucky coin. It got stuck in the coin slot. So the healers have their beautiful wedding. Frisky and Radley get married. There's all kinds of dancing, family photos. There's even a cameo from Brandy, Chili's infertile sister, who is finally pregnant. I don't know how that managed to happen, but it happened, and we're not even going to question it. That's something I wish they would actually touch on, because I want to know how that managed to happen. They probably will touch on it in a potential season 4 that may be coming up. But after the wedding, and what's really funny about this entire episode is the entire time, Bingo seems perfectly happy that they're selling the house. They're like, it's okay, another family will be able to enjoy this house, and we'll be okay. But she is blissfully unaware of the fact that when they move, they move. Like, she admits at the end of the episode that she thought that they were just selling the house and were going to live in it with another family. But Chili explains to Bingo that, honey, selling the house means we have to move out of it. We're not living here anymore. We're going to a different house. And the whole time that they're selling this house, Bandit continuously asks himself, am I making the right decision? I mean, it's more money, this job that's moving out of state, or out of the city. More money, a better house, a better life for the kids. But he keeps asking himself, I'm not even sure I'm making the right decision here. Because, this house holds so many memories. This house is special to our family. This house is... Bluey took her first steps in this house. Everything that happened in their lives, everything good that happened in their lives, happened in that house. So the entire time, Bandit's asking himself, am I making the right decision? And at the end, it's eventually too late. The couple that wanted to buy the house has already decided on it. They want a pool, but they're like, you know what? It's too much of a steal. We'll take the house. And as Bingo is sulking, they all get in the car. They all pack up. And the realtor gives them a call. Going back to that lucky coin, the couple that bought the healer's house found that lucky coin that got stuck in the little binoculars that Bluey and them were doing a couple days ago. And they unhinge the coin, put it in, look through the binoculars, and see another house for sale. Another house with a pool. Yes, another house for sale with a pool. Something they wanted. So, the realtor calls them, and over the phone, you don't hear anything, but the realtor basically says, hey, they found another house. They don't want this house anymore, so you guys are free to keep it or sell it or do whatever. And Bandit has a aha moment. Grabs that sign, rips it out of the foundation, and throws it in the street. We ain't moving. Chili takes him to the ground and basically cries in his arms, and they keep the house. The episode ends with them keeping the house. It's so adorable. It made me cry. And the fucking song they play at the end while this montage is going on, it had me like this. There was so much beautiful writing. There was so much setup. There was so much good story. And at the end of the day, we'll just have to see. Just like in the beginning with Calypso. Sometimes things that go around come around. Sometimes it may not have been a lucky coin, but we'll see. And we did see. We saw that lucky coin was lucky after all. That single coin ended up saving their house. A ripple effect that you'll have to wait and see. Even with Frisky and Radley's wedding. Once Frisky called it off, they were driving around, certain that the wedding was over. And Chili just said, we'll see. We'll see if it is. Because nothing is certain in the future. Nothing is nothing is cursed with good luck. Nothing is cursed with bad luck. Things will happen the way they're supposed to. And it did. Things happened the way they were supposed to. That was an omen. That coin was an omen. That coin, I still can't get over the fact that a single coin in a juice shop saved the family. It was put there for a reason. Things happen for a reason. And we just have to see. We'll see. Always the thing you gotta remember. Oh man, that was a decently sloppy recap. I'm not even sure I did the episode justice. Trust me, it may not seem as emotional as I'm sitting here reviewing it, but trust me, you have to witness the episode for yourself. You have to watch it. It's an experience that I cannot do justice just sitting here in front of a camera describing. You have to experience this beautiful episode for yourself. And just a few days ago, actually, they released a brand new episode called Surprise, which is basically Bluey in the beginning asking, what's it like having children? And Bluey basically harassing Bandit the entire time, and Bandit treating Bingo's little children, which are just tennis balls wrapped in blankets or something, as his own children, or as a babysitter. There's even one point where Bluey is firing tennis balls at him. This little ball cannon that Chucky lent Bluey is loaded with 500 balls. It can shoot 500 at a time. I'm watching it how many fucking balls can the thing fire at once? As she's shooting Bandit with all the tennis balls, he ends up having to dive and protect all the children. Bandit is the best dad ever. Bandit will go out of his way to make his children happy, even if they're fake children, even if they're not real. He will go out of his way to make sure that they are safe. He literally sacrificed his safety. He hurt himself to protect fake children, just so that way Bluey wouldn't hurt them. The whole plot of the episode is pretty, like, basic. You know, the kids playing around and learning a lesson along the way. Bluey learning about the struggles of parenthood and raising kids and how some of them are more difficult than others. But, like, being a parent is all about love and care and being there for your kids no matter what. But the ending of this episode is what everyone is talking about. There is the ending where they're, like, probably 20 years in the future. Bluey has a kid now. Bluey has a child. There are Bandit and Chili are old. Their house and neighborhood is all modernized and futurized. It's adorable, and it was so heartwarming just hearing grown-up Bluey. I'm like, she's so pretty as grown-up Bluey. And at the end of the episode, the same thing that happened while they were kids happened while they're grown-ups. There's a knock on the door, and Bandit opens it and says, "Hello? Huh, there's no one here." And then here's a gun firing up. Not a gun like like the little toy gun. Here's one of the little lasers firing up and goes, "Uh-oh." And it happens in the future. It happened with Bluey, and now it's happening with Bluey's kid. What goes around comes around. It's so adorable. And there's a lot of theories online as to who had a kid with Bluey. My ultimate theory is that it's Mackenzie because of the drooped ear and the color scheme. It's like black and dark blue. So my theory is that it's Mackenzie and Bluey. A lot of people think it's Jean-Luc and Bluey, but Jean-Luc was a French dog, and Bluey and Mackenzie both have the pointy ear. So it's like kind of mixed with both of them. But there's a lot of theories and speculations online, and that is where the conclusion to these trio of episodes is going to come. So beautiful. I absolutely love this show. I mean, come on. You tell me I don't love this show. I'm absolutely in love with this show. The storytelling, the way that they are able to frame serious situations with fun, quirky little characters is so cute. I love it. The sign was absolutely emotional. The song they played at the end had me dead on the floor. Oh man, you learn so many lessons. We'll see the values of parenthood, the harsh reality of some stuff. Sometimes shit's just gonna happen and there's nothing you can do about it, but things will always happen the way that they're supposed to. And that's the lesson basically all three of these episodes taught us. So hopefully y'all enjoyed my sloppy ass description. I don't script these videos. A lot of people have told me I should start scripting videos. That wouldn't make it as authentic as me just sitting down talking to y'all like a dumbass. So I'm just here talking in front of a camera about Bluey, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Any Bluey clips I have shown that belong to Bluey and LUDO Studios are not mine. These are just for entertainment purposes. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video. PokeTom is out. Stay awesome, guys. I love Bluey.